Yo, what's up guys, welcome back to the channel. I'm Underdog Reacts, and I watched the movie Resident Evil with the tagline, a secret experiment, a deadly virus, a fatal mistake. Ooh. What came first, the game or the movie? You know, did they make a movie about the game, or did they make a game about the movie? I don't know. But I did know was that Slipknot was in this movie with the song My Plague. I don't know if they made that song for this movie, or that they just used the song in this movie. But I think they made the song for the movie, which we heard at the end of the movie during the end credits. No, not the full song, but most of it. I also knew one thing about the second thing about the movie, which I will say more at the end, because otherwise we don't have anything to talk about. So let's just start with this movie, shall we? We see a person, and the person is is working with two robot arms. He's holding, or she, I don't know who it is. The person is holding some robot arms, and those robot arms, they are on the other side of the glass, where we are. We see that it, kind of weird shit. Obviously, they can't be directly in contact with it, or probably in certain amount of distance. Probably you also use that if you work with nuclear shit. I don't know, but probably you also use that maybe from a kind of a distance. But we don't see it up close at first. It's first very small, and then it comes. The camera goes closer and closer and closer, and then we see it. We see them, and the person is also wearing a hazmat suit. Alright, so this is something very dangerous, apparently. And little files with how a DNA strand look like, like swirly, and there's a blue one and there's a green one. Well, not one of them, but there are multiple, multiple files of them with blue and green. And the person is picking them up and putting them in a kind of a case where there's also a gun inside, but not a pew pew gun, but more like a syringe gun. That's just you stick in somebody and they pull the trigger so that the vial can get pushed into the body, something like that. And there are also two files next to that gun, which also blue and green. But it's not not like the strandy thing, but it's more ground up or dusty, like maybe liquidy even. I don't know. Okay, but the person is putting it in the case, and then after you put the last one in, the case automatically closes, and then a kind of a maybe a hatch open, and the person picks up the case, and then we get some different shots, and close, follow, different shots followed by an arm that we see, it throws one file, with kind of a blue strand, but it's not that light blue that we saw before, but it's a slightly different tint of the blue, but maybe it was the same blue but then in different lighting, possibility. So let's say it was just in a different lighting, So that blue fly, we see it throw, we see it fly, and then it hits a desk and it falls on the ground. First, the outer glass of the vial breaks, and apparently that blue thingy, that blue DNA strand was also made of a certain breakable material, probably also kind of a glass. So that falls on the ground, it breaks, and after that, the door immediately, shuts out, basically automatically, it shuts just instantly, just shut. After that thing breaks, just shuts. And apparently, it was a kind of a gassy inside because we saw the camera went to a ventilation shaft, and we saw. Well, we then saw it go inside, but by looking at that, it went through there, and I think we also kind of heard the sound. So now it's spreading. Mm. But we're gonna leave it at that because if you want to know what's gonna happen next, watch the movie yourself. Um, yeah, I've never played the Resident Evil games. I have seen, I think, number 8, with the big boobed woman, that everybody was so riled up about, Um, I think I've seen that one. Maybe I've seen Markiplier play it, but I've definitely seen somebody play it on YouTube. Well, obviously, there are multiple YouTubers who played it, on there, but I haven't seen all of them, obviously. But I have seen one of them, and I think it was Markiplier's. But the one thing that I knew about this movie went, well, came also kind of quick. Just a half hour in, we got the scene that I knew that I've seen maybe twice before, and that is the laser scene. Where first, the top part, and then the down part, the, the down part that then went up. It was first the up part, and up, and then it went down, and the down part went up. Went up. I said also, oh, jump, and one of them, he jumped, and then he got caught. I think then we also got another one like that. Then it was one that was all, like a fence, all uh, all diamonds, diamonds like on a card, a diamond shaped. Oh shit! And but that CGI, in my opinion, that was pretty good. Later we also got a monster, which was also CGI. That you could see that one was it's 2002, so don't blame that. But it was not as good because obviously 2002, but still, not bad. But in comparison, it was bad, but the lasers that one blended in pretty well. Um, but that is also a small CGI. Small CGI usually, in my opinion, blends in more well, especially back in the day. If you have large objects, large projects that are CGI that usually move, just buildings, may blend in also well. But I mean monsters usually, if there's something that has to blend in with a human in the same scene, you can obviously see that it's fake. Um, especially back in the day, Nowadays, like look at the movie Free Guy. There it blends in very well. Maybe they did it afterwards also, which they always do. Stupid. Anyway, it was a good movie. I also recognized one actress that we've seen before on the channel, definitely once in another franchise called Fast and Furious. She played a bitch in this one, and she played a bitch in that one. Does she only plays bitches in it? Well, with women with bitchy characters. Does he only play women with bitchy characters? Because Jesus Christ, she was kind of a bitch at first. In that movie also, but she kind of grew. I can't wait what's gonna happen in the second movie, because at the end of this one, she was free. One of them. And I don't mean the bitchy one, but which I can't remember the name of. But this movie was a good movie, but it just, in my opinion, this movie is an obvious step up movie to more. It well, obviously they have more because we're gonna do a whole week of Resident Evil, but it just, it was kind of, it's just an escape of the building. That's it. Well, yeah, basically a building. It was below ground, but it was still a building. It just escape from the lab. That's it. Wasn't really more wow or spectacular for me. Just on one hand, it didn't do it for me. It was still a good movie, and I still enjoyed it a lot. The zombies and the mutated hounds from hell, like it says here. Jesus, ugly beasts, but very nicely done. Very nicely done. Those things blend in well. I don't know how they did it, but those dogs, those hounds blend in very well. Well, the lab animals that were mutated then. The lab animals mutated into well, yeah, those blend in very well. Um, like I said, I just can't wait for what the franchise is gonna bring us for the rest of the week. So I can't wait for I want to say Hellraiser, for Resident Evil 2, which we're gonna watch tomorrow. Next week we're gonna do sorry another franchise, and I think the week after that we're gonna do Sharktopus. But we're this close to October, this close to Spooky Month with a whole month of horror. So very excited for that one. Also quick. My sister's gonna get married 1st of October, so I will watch a movie then. Wedding Crashers. Interesting. And that will be the only non-horror movie that we're gonna watch. Also, the 2nd of October is maybe a questionable day, because I don't know for sure if I'm gonna drop a movie then, because if I have the time for it or not, because it depends on how I feel the next morning. If I feel, or not. So we'll see. And I hope that I still fit in my suit. Just fit it once, and now I'm afraid that I maybe not gonna fit. But I still have a month, so. Anyway, I'm gonna leave that. This movie 4 out of 5. Go watch the movie yourself. Leave likes, recommend good virus-related movie down below in the comment section, or zombie movie down below in the comment section. Subscribe to the channel, comment, join Discord, and see you guys tomorrow for Resident Evil 2. Oh, I also knew about the name Raccoon City, I think it was, or Raccoon Town. No, Raccoon City. I knew about that name because I've seen. I think Robot Chicken did a part about Raccoon City with Mario and Luigi. Oh no, they didn't went to there. They went to another one, and somebody else went to Raccoon City, maybe Yoshi or Toad or somebody. But that's the only thing that I knew about Raccoon City, that the name. And obviously we got to see a bit of zombies or something in there too. So I kind of knew about Raccoon City, but not really almost. But that's it. I'm gonna leave that yada 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 yada. And see you guys later for Squid Game. First, I'm gonna eat some dinner because it's 9 o'clock in the evening and I haven't eaten dinner yet. But then we're gonna watch Squid Game, and I'll see you guys otherwise. Well, if it's not coming today, it will come tomorrow. It's gonna be episode 5. Ooh, episode 5 already. But I'll see you guys later, otherwise tomorrow.